Here's a fun fact that might surprise you. If you play for the Detroit Lions, you're technically working for the Ford Motor Company, and yes, that means you get a Ford employee discount. The Ford family has owned the Lions since 1963 when William Clay Ford Sr. bought the team for $4.5 million, which, adjusted for inflation, is about $46 million in today's money. The team is currently worth $5.4 billion. Even if that number's a little off, it's still a really good investment, right? Currently, Sheila Ford Ham, William Clay Ford's daughter, is the principal owner and chairwoman. So here's where it gets interesting. Detroit Lions players, coaches, and staff are technically employees of an organization owned by the Ford family, which also controls Ford Motor Company. Ford offers employee pricing, the A plan and the Z plan discounts to employees and their families, and this extends to Lions personnel. Now, before we dive into what these guys are actually driving, let's address the elephant in the room. What luxury brands does Ford actually own anymore? Because back in the day, Ford had quite the collection. They owned Jaguar, Land Rover, Volvo, Aston Martin, basically half of Europe's luxury car market. But during the 2008 financial crisis, Ford sold off pretty much everything to stay afloat. Jaguar and Land Rover sold to Tata Motors in 2008. Volvo sold to Geely in 2010. Aston Martin, they gradually reduced their stake and divested completely. They even discontinued Mercury, their mid-tier luxury brand, in 2011. So what does Ford own now? Just two brands, Ford and Lincoln, that's it. And Lincoln is their only luxury brand. The Navigator, Aviator, Nautilus, and Corsair, which I think is going away pretty soon, they're all SUVs, no sedans anymore. So if you're a Detroit Lions player wanting to use that employee discount and you're dreaming of a luxury sedan, you're basically limited to the Lincoln lineup. Which, don't get me wrong, Lincolns are nice, but they're not exactly what most NFL players are buying when they sign that big contract. Think about it. When most NFL players hit their first big payday, what do they typically buy? Lambos, Ferraris, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Mercedes G-Wagons, Range Rovers, you know what I'm talking about. Tom Brady reportedly owns a $3 million Bugatti Veyron Supersport. Travis Kelce has a $400,000 Ferrari. Dak Prescott drives a Lamborghini Urus. But here's what I found out about the Detroit Lions specifically, and this is where it gets really interesting. Turns out, there's actually a decent Ford presence in that parking lot. Let's start at the top. Head coach Dan Campbell drives a Ford F-250. His wife revealed this detail during a coffee run story, and honestly, it's the most Dan Campbell vehicle choice possible. The man who famously said he wants his team to bite kneecaps is driving a Super Duty truck to work. That tracks perfectly. Now, let's talk about the players because I managed to dig up some actual information, and it's a fascinating mix. Aidan Hutchinson, the Lions' star defensive end, is a legitimate Ford guy. With his first NFL paycheck, he bought himself a customized Ford Bronco. And he didn't just buy it and call it a day. He's done modifications, custom wraps, beadlock wheels. This guy who's genuinely into Ford vehicles, not just driving one for the photo op. Then you've got rookie Isaac TeSlaa, who was gifted a brand new Ford F-150 Lightning, the electric version. Now, whether he bought it himself or it was provided by Ford as part of a sponsorship deal, I'm not entirely sure, but either way, that's another Ford in the parking lot. Defensive tackle Roy Lopez drives a lifted F-250. Again, these big guys need big trucks, and a lifted F-250 is about as big as you can get without needing a commercial driver's license. Frank Ragnow, the former Detroit center, drove a '99 Ford Explorer as his first car. Now, I don't know what he's driving right now as a Pro Bowl center that was making some serious money, but at least his first car was a Ford, which shows some brand loyalty in his roots. And here's a fun piece of Lions and Ford history. Jared Goff, Penei Sewell, and Amon-Ra St. Brown posed with a classic 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 Skyliner for a Sports Illustrated cover. The car had Honolulu blue accents, and 1957, of course, is the last time the Lions won a championship. The symbolism was perfect, if not a little depressing. But now let's talk about the other side of the parking lot. Jameson Williams, the wide receiver, drives a Lamborghini Urus. That's a $230,000 Italian super SUV that goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Not exactly available with the Ford employee discount. And here's the real kicker. DJ Reed, the cornerback, purchased a custom $500,000 Rolls-Royce Cullinan. $500,000. For context, that's more than some people's entire houses. Actually, it's more than the average house in America. A Rolls-Royce Cullinan is what you buy when you want everyone to know that you got FU money. Amon-Ra St. Brown, who posed with that '57 Fairlane, actually drives a TeSlaa Cybertruck. So while he's happy to pose with classic American iron for photo shoots, his daily driver is Elon Musk's angular steel thingy. I actually dig it, but everyone seems to be a hater. No judgment, but that's not exactly supporting Detroit's automotive heritage. Taylor Decker, the offensive tackle, drives a '68 Ford Bronco everywhere. He's even featured in it in Detroit Auto Show promotions, but again, this is a vintage collectible, not something he bought new with an employee discount. So what does this tell us? It tells us exactly what I suspected. There's a mix. Some guys are genuinely Ford loyalists. Some guys are driving Fords because it makes sense. They're big, they're practical, and they get a discount. And some guys are dropping $500,000 on luxury imports because when you're making NFL money, a few $1,000s in savings doesn't really move the needle. Now, I have a personal connection to this Ford-Lions relationship that goes back years. Growing up, my friend Jen's father, Ron Hughes, was the director of pro personnel for the Lions. And this guy drove a Fox body Mustang convertible with blue paint and that gray lower body cladding. It was gorgeous and pretty damn close to the Lions colors, actually. And I coveted that car with my whole heart. As a kid, I thought that was one of the coolest things in the world. The director of pro personnel driving a Mustang that basically matched the team's colors. That's commitment. And God, I still want that car today. But here's what I find fascinating about all of this. The split in the parking lot perfectly represents the psychology of NFL salaries and status symbols. You've got guys like Aidan Hutchinson who genuinely love Ford vehicles and are modifying Broncos because that's what they're into. You've got coaches like Dan Campbell driving F-250s because it fits their personality and image. You've got rookies like Isaac TeSlaa getting F-150 Lightnings, whether purchased or provided. And then you've got established stars buying $500,000 Rolls Royces and Lambos because that's the ultimate status symbol of having made it. The employee discount is great for regular people. For someone making $60 grand a year at a Ford plant, getting the A plan pricing can save you thousands of dollars. But for someone making millions, the percentage savings just doesn't hit the same. DJ Reed's 500,000 rolls proves that point perfectly. That's the kind of money where you're not worried about saving $5 grand on a Ford Explorer. And here's another consideration. Bigger players need bigger vehicles. The average NFL player is 6'2" and 245 pounds. Offensive and defensive linemen are often 6'5" and over 300 pounds. They need space, they need legroom. Ford's got options for that. The F-150, 250, Expedition, Explorer, these are all pretty spacious vehicles. The Navigator is massive, but so is the Cadillac Escalade, so is the Range Rover, so is the GLS, so is the Rolls Royce. I guess I've never been in one. The difference is those other vehicles come with the luxury badge that says, I made it. There's a reason DJ Reed didn't just buy a Lincoln Navigator. There's a reason why JMO didn't buy a Corsair. But what I love about the Lions situation is that there genuinely seems to be more Ford presence than you'd see with other teams. Can you imagine the Dallas Cowboys all driving Fords? Can you imagine not seeing a bunch of Range Rovers and Mercedes in an NFL parking lot? But the Lions have a unique connection, literally owned by the Ford family, that creates at least some loyalty. And Ford has done a decent job by leveraging this. They created the limited edition Detroit Lions F-150 with Honolulu blue accents. Only 800 of them were made, and it was really smart marketing. Collectors will buy those, fans will buy those, and maybe even some players bought them. I really wanted one, but they were expensive as hell. But look, if I were the Ford's marketing team, I would be working harder to make it cool for Lions players to drive Ford products. Not just providing vehicles, but creating genuine partnerships. Let Aidan Hutchinson design a limited edition Bronco. Let Dan Campbell spec out the ultimate F-250. Create a Lions Team Edition Explorer where part of the proceeds go to the players' charitable foundations. Whatever. Maybe I'm biased because I'll always remember Ron Hughes' Fox body Mustang with blue and gray paint. That car represented everything the connection should be. Detroit, Lions, Ford, all wrapped into one beautiful package. That's the standard. That's what I always dreamed the parking lot at the Lions facility would look like. More Mustangs, more Broncos, more custom F-150s, and yeah, okay, maybe a Rolls Royce or two. Why not? They earned it.